Recent studies have shown that the investment in the Beef Checkoff creates significant return on investment. However, the $1 per head assessment doesn't go as far as it used to. We're joined now by NCBA CEO Forrest Roberts to talk a little bit more about the Checkoff enhancement work and what's being done on behalf of the beef industry. Forrest, thanks for coming back to the show.
You bet. Thanks for having me, Kevin.
You know, we've heard a lot about this producer-funded program, the Beef Checkoff, and the kind of support it's experiencing in the country among producers. Tell us about that.
Well, the Beef Checkoff program is probably one of the most smartest decisions that beef producers made back in the 1980s when they brought this national program to fruition with the 1985 Beef Act and Order. And what we do is we have an opportunity in working with the Cattlemen's Beef Board to look at how producers really think about not only the outcomes that are being generated from that $1 per head investment, but also how the work is done. And more recently, that study would demonstrate that almost 80% of producers here in this country have a favorable level of support for not only the outcomes that are being achieved, Kevin, but also how those outcomes are being delivered. So that's a very positive level of support when we look at producer attitudes toward today's Beef Checkoff program.
Well, let's talk about return on investment, because at the end of the day, producers want to know what their dollar is getting them. And I understand, based on some recent press, that there's been a study demonstrating a significant ROI on each Checkoff dollar.
Sure. As a proud contractor to the Beef Checkoff program, this data really did make us feel very proud. There's several organizations that are contractor to the program, and what the study revealed, Kevin, is that for every $1 that is invested per head by beef producers, there's an $11.20 return on that $1 investment back to them in their operations, whether that mean increased beef demand or managing issues that would denigrate the image of our industry. So I don't know of any business, not just here in this country, but anywhere in the world, that wouldn't thrive with an $11.20 return on that investment. So a significant outcome, and what I think ultimately means we're really delivering the results that really matter in order to give those kind of returns to producers.
Yeah, if you have some more 11-to-1 investment opportunities, you make me the first phone call, all right?
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the oversight that goes into it, because a lot of producers I talk to say, so who's watching, these funds, and how is it being reviewed? There's a lot of scrutiny, Forrest, I know, that goes into it, a lot of audits, and tell us a little bit about those audits, about some of the findings of those audits.
Sure. Well, in 1985, the Beef Act and Order that was brought forth and approved by Congress and further supported through a referendum process by all beef producers in this country gave the creation of the Cattlemen's Beef Board, which has an incredible role to provide that producer-made and based oversight over the program in making decisions on where dollars are funded and how those programs are being implemented. The role of the Ag Marketing Service within the USDA in Washington, D.C. has a critical role as well, to be able to look at the oversight of the Cattlemen's Beef Board and us as contractors to make sure that not only the dollars are being invested wisely, but they're being invested in a way that is congruent and consistent with the law of the 1998 and 1985 Beef Act and Order. And what we've seen over the past several years is that the audits that we've conducted, not only in our own shop, but also what's been conducted, more importantly, by the Office of General Counsel. So if you look at the Office of the Inspector General, the OIG, they recently conducted an audit of the Beef Checkoff program and how the work is being done. And the bottom line is they concluded that not only is the work delivering results, but more importantly, the results are being delivered in a way that is consistent with the law by all contractors, including NCBA. So that is of the highest level of audit emphasis that we could probably ever see. And so we were very happy to see the results that came from that. And that also indicates that the Cattlemen's Beef Board is really doing a very nice job in administering this program.
That is good news, and this is a fascinating conversation. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more right after this.